What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel. Now before we get started with today's video, the road to 200 subs has now come to a close and we are now 198 subs away from hitting 500 subs. Guys, we are getting so close. We are getting closer and closer to 500 subs every single day. Let's get it. Let's get to 500 subs. Possibly by the end of the year. Hopefully we can make that a reality. But with that being said, if you guys are new to the channel, and I know that a lot of you guys are, because practically 100% of you guys are watching the content, but you guys are not even subscribed. So if you guys are watching the content, you like the content, and you want more of the content, but you guys have not subscribed as of yet, then make sure you guys do indeed subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which is this. Who would you guys like to see get inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame someday? Let me know down in the comments below. And speaking of the Hall of Fame, today's video, we actually have some breaking news for you guys. And the breaking news is that WWE has announced 3 Legacy Hall of Fame inductees, all of which had made a huge impact on WWE and its fan base. And it's weird, because when you look at those who got inducted into the Hall of Fame over the years, you think of oh my god, there's just so many of them. There are just so many of them that got their flowers in the Hall of Fame. So as far as like the Hall of Fame goes, you look at guys like Golden Great Jim Londos, Abdullah the Butcher, women like Alundra Blaze, guys like Andre the Giant, and Antonio Inoki, Beth Phoenix, Big John Studd, the Big Boss Man, Superstar Billy Graham, Bob Backlund, Bob Uecker, Bob Orton Sr., Bobby the Brain Heenan, Booker T, Bret Hart, Bruno Sammartino, Buddy Rogers, Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Who else? You look at guys like Chief J Strongbow, DX. You look at factions. Like DX, the NWO, guys like Diamond Dallas Page. And if you can actually believe it, our very own U.S. President Donald Trump, even he's a WWE Hall of Famer, which is crazy. Guys like the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, Eddie Graham, Eddie Guerrero, Edge, Eric Bischoff, the NWO, Mean Gene Okerlund, the Briscoes, Goldberg, Gorilla Monsoon, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Harlem Heat, the Hart Foundation, Hillbilly Jim, Howard Finkel, Hulk Hogan. The list just goes on and on and on to Jim Ross, Jerry the King Lawler, Jesse the Body Ventura, Jeff Jarrett, Kane, Kid Rock, Jushin Thunder Liger, Kevin Nash, Kurt Angle, Lita, Mark Henry, Mick Foley, Mr. Fuji, Nikolai Volkov, Ozzy Osbourne, Paul Ellering, Paul Bearer, Paul Heyman, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, Pete Rose, Razor Ramon, Rey Mysterio. The list goes on and on, you guys. To guys like Rikishi, Rob Van Dam, Rowdy Roddy Piper, Sensational Sherry, Shawn Michaels, Stacy Keibler, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Sting, the Bella Twins, the Freebirds, the Dudleys, the Bushwhackers, the Funks, the Four Horsemen, the Great Khali, the Godfather, the Great Muda, and even also guys like Teddy Long, referee Tim White, Triple H, and you guessed it, The Undertaker. Yes, The Undertaker also got his flowers in the Hall of Fame. All those guys that I just named off and more all got their flowers in the Hall of Fame. And it's weird because each and every one of them had made a huge impact on the wrestling world. You know, when you look at DX, they were the ones that made the Attitude Era incredibly awesome. They made it look incredibly awesome because of all the bullshit that they were doing, whether it was having a fan flash, you get it. You guys get the idea. That fan flashed on live TV, live national television, which is absolutely crazy. They even also invaded the scope on WCW Monday Nitro. Think about that. And now we have 3 new members into the Hall of Fame, all of which include the following: Kamala, Dory Funk Sr., and you guessed it, Ivan Koloff. All will be receiving their flowers as part of the legacy award, I guess, if you will, of the Hall of Fame. And this is the official statement by WWE. It says, quote, legendary superstars Kamala, Dory Funk Sr., and Ivan Koloff will enter the WWE Hall of Fame as the 2025 legacy inductees. Known as the Ugandan Giant, Kamala was one of the most memorable superstars with his intimidating war paint and unpredictable style in the ring. Kamala battled the likes of Hulk Hogan and The Undertaker as a feared villain. Then later endeared himself to the WWE universe with a lovable innocence that showed the true heart of Jim Harris, the gentle giant under Kamala's mask. The patriarch of the famed Funk family, Dory Funk Sr. was a skilled amateur wrestler and World War II veteran who played a vital role in wrestling history as both a performer and a promoter. With his Western States sports organization in Amarillo, Texas, Funk championed some of the toughest men the ring has ever seen, including Bruiser Brody, Harley Race, and Funk's equally legendary sons Dory Jr. and Terry, all of whom he will join in the WWE Hall of Fame. Let's see here. The Russian Bear Ivan Koloff enters the Hall of Fame as one of WWE's most unforgettable villains. Koloff made global headlines when he dethroned WWE Hall of Famer Bruno Sammartino inside Madison Square Garden on January 18th, 1971, ending Bruno's legendary 7-year WWE title reign in one of the most unforgettable nights in WWE history. WWE is proud to honor Kamala, Dory Funk Jr., and Ivan Koloff with their induction into the Hall of Fame. Now, it's weird because right now, this class is probably by far one of the best classes we have ever seen. I think even better than 2022. And that's saying a lot, considering that the Undertaker was the headline of the 2022 class when it was in Dallas. So Koloff, Kamala, and Dory Sr. will now be joining Triple H, Michelle McCool, Lex Luger, and the Natural Disasters, as well as the infamous match between Bret Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 13. That match will be getting its flowers in the Hall of Fame, calling it the Immortal Moment Award, which that was the match that made Austin 316 one of the biggest baby faces in WWE, in spite of how rebellious Stone Cold Steve Austin truly was. Austin was one of the biggest baby faces in WWE, and that match basically ensured it. Which again, it was basically role reversal night for that match. Bret Hart ended up turning heel. Austin turned babyface, and Austin became one of the biggest stars in WWE. Now, as far as Kamala and Dory Sr. and Ivan Koloff go, they all three of them very well, no doubt, 100%, they deserve it, 100%. And if you guys can believe it, the last match that Kamala had in WWE before he retired was, if I remember correctly, was a battle royal celebrating Raw's 15th anniversary. Yeah, think about that. Just think about that for a bit, right? Because Kamala, as it said, he was one of the best villains that WWE had at of his time, if you will, and he had been in the ring with some of the best that the business had to offer. Guys like Hulk Hogan, guys like The Undertaker, guys like Bret Hart, guys like Randy Savage and Shawn Michaels, just to name a couple, and the fact that he never won a championship in WWE, obviously, yes, that is a bit of an injustice, but I will say that I think with how much he gave to the fans as a villain, he 100% earned it. I think he's very well deserving of being in the Hall of Fame. And the funny thing is that out of everybody that got their flowers in the Hall of Fame, at least 63% of those inductees never won a world title in WWE. In fact, a lot of them were either referees, promoters, or general managers of like Raw or SmackDown or something like that. And there's a few of them. So out of everybody, at least 63% of them never won a world title, whereas like maybe like at least 5% of the inductees were either promoters or managers or very wealthy businessmen. Obviously, with that part, I was referencing our president, Donald Trump. And so Kamala, 100%, he earned it. Now, as far as Dory Funk Sr., him being a World War II veteran, I can relate because my great grandfather was also a World War II veteran. So who knows? Maybe they knew each other. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to talk to my grandfather about that one of these days, because that's interesting to say. That's pretty interesting to know that he was a World War II veteran, the same as my great grandfather, and that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. But the fact that Dory Sr. had formed had started the infamous Funk family dynasty proves that wrestling is indeed royalty. It can be a royal business, to say the very least. I mean, you've got the Funks, you've got the Flairs, the Hearts, you've got the Rhodes, you've got also you've got the Fatu on Hawaii family. You've got the Guerreros, the Mysterios. There's a lot of wrestling families out there that made the business what it is today, and Dory Funk Sr. was indeed one of those guys, having trained and even championed, made guys like Dory Jr. and Terry Funk world champions in the business. So the fact that he was one of the best promoters in the game, and even a champion in his own right, definitely proves that he deserves the flowers. And as far as Ivan Koloff, I mean, come on. The fact that a guy like Ivan Koloff was able to end a very historic reign like Bruno Sammartino's reign of 7 years as WWE champion, I mean, you really can't deny that right there alone should indeed give him his flowers. 100%. There's no denying it whatsoever. But I will say, I think there's still plenty of people that definitely deserve their flowers in the Hall of Fame. Obviously, John Cena is definitely one of them. Randy Orton is another. Who else? Batista. I know we're still waiting to find out when he's gonna get his flowers. China. Who else? I know that Owen Hart is definitely another one that I would love to see get his flowers in the Hall of Fame. But of course, if you guys remember watching my my review video of the Vince McMahon docuseries on Netflix, yeah, I don't think Martha Hart wants to see that ever happen. But I think at this stage, given the fact that the times are different now, who knows? Who knows? Maybe who knows? Maybe Martha might have a change of heart. Who knows? But with that being said, I mean, congrats to Kamala, Ivan Koloff, and Dory Sr. on their induction into the Hall of Fame. Can't wait for next year's Hall of Fame class to see who will get their flowers in the Hall of Fame. But with that being said, that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. Excuse me. And if you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more WWE topic videos in the future, then make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all my social media. All my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.